Welcome to Master Your Money, Budgeting, Saving, and Debt-Free Living. I'm your host, Nate Tanner. On this show, we use the Triggator Triangle, budget, save, and pay off debt to help you build a spending plan that fits your life, grow your savings with purpose, and knock out debt with confidence. Today, we're not talking about emotional spending or those treat yourself moments that come with a side of guilt. That was yesterday. We're talking about something sneakier, habitual spending, the kind that happens on autopilot, like your morning coffee run, that monthly subscription you forgot about, or the just-in-case snacks that always end up in your cart. If you've ever looked at your bank statement and thought, wait, did I really spend that much on nothing? This episode is for you. Here's the thing. Habitual spending isn't about feelings. It's about routines. It's the stuff that you buy without thinking because you always have, or it's just what you do. According to a 2024 study by the Financial Health Network, nearly 40% of Americans say that they make at least one automatic purchase every week without consciously deciding to do so. That's a lot of money slipping through the cracks, one habit at a time. But here's the good news. Habits can be audited, broken, and rebuilt. Today, we'll show you how to spot your automatic spending cycles, disrupt the ones that drain your paycheck, and use the Triggator Triangle to build new habits that actually serve your goals. And because we like to keep things fun around here, we'll sprinkle in a little pop culture wisdom. Remember in Groundhog Day when Phil Connors wakes up to the same song, the same routine, same mistakes, until he finally decides to change his habits and rewrite his story? That's what we're doing with your money today. No more financial deja vu. So whether you're folding laundry, driving to work, or standing in line for your usual, this episode is your invitation to hit pause, audit your habits, and start leading your money, one intentional choice at a time. Let's get into it. How habitual spending forms and why it's different from emotional spending. Let's get real. Not all spending is driven by emotion. Sometimes it's just habit. You know the drill. Same coffee shop, same drive-through, same add to cart on the same website week after week. It's not about how you feel. It's about what you do without even thinking. What is habitual spending? Habitual spending is the financial version of brushing your teeth or tying your shoes. It's automatic. You don't pause to ask, do I really need this? You just do it because you always have. According to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York's 2024 Household Spending Survey, the median expected growth in non-essential spending has dropped to its lowest level since August 2020, but routine, automatic purchases remain a persistent part of most households' financial lives. But here's the twist. Habitual spending is different from emotional spending. Emotional spending is about soothing a feeling, stress, boredom, celebration. Habitual spending is about routine. It's the stuff you buy because it's Tuesday, or because you always grab a snack at the gas station, or because your phone auto-renews that app you haven't used since last spring. The science of habit loops. Habits form through a simple loop. Cue, routine, reward. You get a cue, like walking past your favorite bakery. You follow your routine, buying a pastry. And you get a reward, the tasty treat and a little dopamine hit. Do it enough times, and your brain puts the whole process on autopilot. James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, puts it this way. I've used this before and I love it. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. If your system is set to spend without thinking, your money will follow that path, no matter how good your intentions are. Why habitual spending is so sneaky. The real danger of habitual spending, you often don't notice it until it's already drained your paycheck. It's not the big splurges that you get, it's the $5 here, the $12 there, the just this once that happens every week. Over time, these small automatic purchases add up to big leaks in your spending plan. As Jerry Seinfeld once said, if every instinct you have is wrong, then the opposite would have to be right. If your financial instincts are running on autopilot, maybe it's time to do the opposite. Pause, question, and break the cycle. How to spot your habit loops. Audit your last month of transactions. Highlight every purchase that was just what you always do. Look for patterns. Is there a certain day, place, or mood that triggers your routine? Ask yourself, was this purchase a conscious choice or just a habit? Habitual spending isn't about guilt. It's about awareness. When you spot your habit loops, you give yourself the power to pause, question, and if you want, change the routine. Because the first step to breaking the cycle is seeing it for what it is, just a habit, not a destiny. Simple strategies to audit and break automatic spending cycles. Now that you know how habit loops form and why they're so sneaky, let's talk about how to break them. The good news, you don't need to overhaul your entire life or go cold turkey on every routine purchase. You just need a few simple strategies to bring your spending off autopilot and back under your leadership. Run a habit audit. Start by pulling your last month of transactions. Highlight every purchase that was just what you always do. The morning coffee, the streaming service you never see, the weekly takeout. Don't judge, just notice. Then ask yourself, was this a conscious choice or just routine? Look for clusters. Are there certain days or times when your autopilot spending ramps up? Interrupt the routine. Once you've spotted your habit loops, it's time to throw a wrench in the gears. The simplest way, change one small thing about your routine. Something like take a different route to work to avoid that coffee shop. Unsubscribe from that one service that you haven't used in months. Move your favorite shopping app off your phone's home screen. Even a tiny change can be enough to break the automatic cycle that forces your brain to make a conscious choice. Replace, don't just remove. Habits are sticky because they serve a purpose, comfort, convenience, or just filling time. If you want to break a spending habit, replace it with something that gives you a similar reward. Swap your daily coffee run for a homemade latte. Bonus, you'll save money and maybe discover your inner barista. Replace the boredom scroll and shop with a quick walk, a podcast, or a call to a friend. If you always buy snacks at the gas station, maybe keep a stash in your car instead. Use the Triggator Triangle to assign new habits. Here's where the Triggator Triangle comes in. Every time you break an old habit, assign those dollars to a new purpose. Budget. Reassign the money to a category that actually matters to you. Save. Move it to your peace of mind fund. Pay off debt. Throw it at your smallest balance or highest interest debt. In the Simpsons episode, One Fish, Two Fish, Blowfish, Bluefish, Lisa suggests trying something new for dinner, and Homer protests, "Marge, we haven't missed pork chop night since the Great Pig Scare of '87. It's funny because it's true. Routines can be comforting, but they can also keep us stuck. Sometimes breaking the cycle, even just once, is exactly what you need to discover something better. After a few bites of sushi, our good friend Homer exclaims, "Oh boy, this fish is delish." Track your wins. Every time you break a habit loop, even if it's just once, celebrate it. Track your progress and watch those small wins add up to big change. Remember, you don't have to break every habit at once. Start with one. Audit, interrupt, replace, and reassign. The more you practice, the easier it gets, and the more your money starts working for you, not just your routines. Building new habits that align with your values and paycheck plan. You've spotted the habit loops, you've started breaking the cycle, but the real transformation happens when you don't just stop old habits, you build new ones that actually serve your goals, reflect your values, and make your spending plan feel like it fits your real life. Why new habits matter. Old habits, they are comfortable, but they're rarely moving you forward. New habits, on the other hand, they are like compound interest for your life. Small, consistent actions that add up to big results over time. The key is to make these habits intentional, not accidental. Research from Duke University shows that up to 45% of our daily behaviors are driven by habit, not conscious decision. That means nearly half of your spending could be happening on autopilot, unless you step in and lead. Here are some steps you can take so that you can lead. Step 1, define your why. Before you build a habit, get clear on your motivation. Ask yourself, what do I want my money to do for me? What values do I want my spending to reflect? What would make my spending plan feel like a win, not a chore? Write down your answers. Keep them visible on your fridge, in your wallet, or as a note on your phone. When you know your why, your how gets a lot easier. Step 2, start small, really small. The biggest mistake people make when building new habits, going too big, too fast. Instead, pick one tiny action that moves you in the right direction. Move $5 to your peace of mind fund every payday. Review your spending plan for 5 minutes each Sunday. Set a calendar reminder to check your subscriptions once a month. James Clear in Atomic Habits says, every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. So cast your votes, one small, intentional habit at a time. Step 3, make it obvious, easy, and rewarding. Obvious. Put your new habit in your line of sight. If you want to save more, set up an automatic transfer. If you want to spend less on takeout, put your meal plans on the fridge. Easy. Remove friction. If you want to check your spending plan, keep it handy where you can read it regularly. If you want to avoid impulse buys, unsubscribe from marketing emails. Rewarding. Celebrate every win. Did you skip a routine purchase? Move that money to your fun fund and treat yourself with something intentional later. Step 4, use the Triggator Triangle as your habit framework. Budget. Assign those dollars before they land. Make it a habit to plan your paycheck, not just react to it. Save. Automate transfers to your peace of mind fund. That's your alligator fund, your emergency fund, your fun fund, your retirement fund. Even $1 counts. Pay off debt. Make an extra payment, no matter how small, every time you break an old habit. Let's say you always buy coffee on your way to work. Instead of quitting cold turkey, start making coffee at home one day a week. Move the $5 you would have spent into your fun fund. After a month, increase it to 2 days a week. By the end of the year, you have saved over $250, enough for a weekend getaway, a new gadget, or a big boost to your peace of mind fund. Remember how we started this episode with Groundhog Day? There's a reason we're going to circle back. Phil Connors didn't escape his endless loop by making one big change. He did it by making small, intentional choices day after day. As he said, well, what if there is no tomorrow? There wasn't one today. If you want a different financial tomorrow, you have to do something different today. Break the loop, build a new one, and watch your story change. Step 5, track, reflect, and adjust. Track. Use a habit tracker, journal, or even a sticky note to mark your progress. Reflect. At the end of each week, ask what worked, what felt easy, what needs some tweaking. Adjust. If a habit isn't sticking, make it smaller or change the cue. Progress beats perfection. Building new habits isn't about being perfect. It's about being persistent. You'll slip up. You'll forget. That's normal. What matters is that you keep coming back. Keep casting votes for the person and the spending plan you want to build. Building new habits is how you move from autopilot to intentional leadership. When you align your daily actions with your values and your paycheck plan, you don't just change your spending, you change your story. Let's bring it all together. If you've made it this far, you're not just learning about your spending habits, you're ready to lead them. Today, you discovered how habitual spending forms, how it quietly drains your paycheck, and most importantly, how to break the cycle and build new routines that actually serve your goals. Remember, habits aren't destiny. Every time you pause, audit, and reassign your dollars, you're casting a vote for the life you want to build. It's not about perfection, it's about progress, one intentional choice at a time. Your challenge today is to run your own habit loop audit. Review that last month of spending and highlight every autopilot purchase. Pick one habit loop to interrupt. Maybe it's your daily coffee run, a forgotten subscription, or that weekly takeout. Replace it with a small intentional action that aligns with your values and spending plan. Track your progress and celebrate every win, no matter how small. If this episode helped you spot a habit or inspired a new routine, I want to hear about it. Email me at podcast@Triggator.com or share your story or ask some questions. We would love to hear from you and be a part of your financial journey. Make sure that you follow @Triggator on Instagram, Facebook, and X. Also, subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you never miss an episode. If you found value today, leave a review. It helps more people find the show and start leading their money with intention. Make sure that you send this episode to a friend who's ready to break the autopilot cycle and start building habits that actually fit their life. Coming up next time, the alligator review and check-in, planning for seasonal spending surges. We're diving into the world of alligator expenses, those sneaky, seasonal, and non-monthly costs that love to chomp away at your progress. In our next episode, you'll learn how to forecast holiday and seasonal spending, use the alligator plan to smooth out financial bumps, and build your emergency fund that keeps surprises from biting your budget. If you want to turn seasonal stress into peace of mind, you won't want to miss it. Remember, you don't have to repeat yesterday's habits. Every small change is a step towards a spending plan and a life that fits you. So keep auditing, keep adjusting, and keep leading your money with intention. Thanks for listening to Master Your Money, Budgeting, Saving, and Debt-Free Living. I'm your host, Nate Tanner. See you next time.